people in attendance. I think that's the coolest part of a music festival is you go as a fan of one band and you leave as a fan of like 4 or 5. That's pretty fucking cool. But what do you think the percentage of people who go to Nickelback concerts that are on cool drugs like mushrooms or acid or cocaine or Molly?
I don't know. I've never met a Nickelback fan.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I was going.
I think that should be a thing. The quest for the Nickelback fanboy.
Hey,
yeah.
What do you want? And they're all, I don't know, it's new. And I'm like, try it. It's first one's free.
But what if you were really up, what if you were really on acid, like like way too much acid, and you accidentally were at the show, and you like dug it?
Worst trip ever.
And you like get back in the car, and you're like, how the hell did we wind up like this? Oh, that was a Nickelback-esque joke.
Yeah, that would be the worst trip ever. You'd be like, I'm never leaving.
I don't. There's like a bunch of bands like that. They're just like oversaturated. Like I don't know if I. What?
Just the cat walking
Oh.
through the picture.
I don't know how much I hate them because there's always that era. I think I just hate the radio. They're just a symbol of me hating. I mean, the last era where we were listening to the radio at all, those companies moved in and they just took over every station.
Oh, Clear Channel.
And and they were just playing all the same songs over and over.
Exactly.
Even K-Rock is pretty bad at that, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. No, we listened at work the other day. I heard, which I like the song, so I was okay with it. But it was Africa by Toto.
Yeah.
I heard it like 5 times. Well, fuck
yeah,
because it's a long song.
Weezer just redid it.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Fuck.
Weezer sucks now.
I think at the end of the day, what the Clear Channel and the radio stations are, they're turning music from an art form into a commercial good.
Well, that's always what it's been, but it's just like play other songs, man. Like you can play the same bands, just play their others. It's just blatant.
Well, people want to hear the hit. Yeah, I don't agree with the radio at all.
Well, I mean, it's any creative medium is run by used car salesmen. You know, you are not creative people. The people that run those industries aren't artists. You know.
Did you see the interview with Frank Zappa?
I've seen a interview with Frank Zappa.
He talks about something just like that. He's like, you know, it used to be like the music industry was all these bigwigs with cigars and lots of money, and I didn't know anything, and so they like, we'll take a chance on this because I like them or whatever, you know. And so then they like, you know, sign the Stones or Jimi Hendrix or something, like he's out there, but you never know, something about him I like. And then like during that whole time there was all these, oh, I'm an expert on this, and so they like hired those people, and those people had their minds made up of what was cool or what was good or not. And so those people have shaped music in like the sense that like it went from like some douchebag just going, I don't know what's good, let's take a shot with that, to like these so-called experts that
and
are
they're even worse.
they're nothing more than just I'm an opinionated cunt. It's like hipsters taking over everything.
That's horrible too.
And then they're just like, well, now what? And nothing except like your music sucks according to this guy because he was hired by the guy who didn't know shit but at least had the balls to go, I didn't make all this money, you know, playing it safe, I'm gonna take a chance, you know. And this guy's like, well, you know what, I did a bunch of research and all my friends make this music, so fuck everything else. And then so it just kind of designed music to go that weird way. But yeah, it was a great interview with Frank Zappa.
That's interesting. Yeah, I want to check that out. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
But it's good because it makes it its own niches. Like, because the radio did that, it made YouTube and it made all this other stuff where people are like, I don't want to be pinned down, man. It's like chaos theory or something. Like, one of the Velociraptors turned into a dude and fucked and they made babies or whatever in Jurassic Park, you know? You guys follow me?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That Nickelback
Jurassic
joke
Park
sucked. But yeah, so enforcing that creates creativity. Hey.
So this is our guest star this week, Agatha, right?
Yeah, Agatha Christie. Aggie. She likes rum and cokes. She drinks Leslie's rum and cokes.
That's probably not a good idea.
No. I mean, Leslie's always trying to get her out of it.
Oh.
She'll be like, drink, and like, God damn it. So.
You know what's funny is this camera's going down.
Yep. Let's go over here. Bye, Aggie.
My brother and I had a Siberian Husky
that's cool.
for a while, and the previous dog we had a Dalmatian, and if you poured beer in her water bowl, she would just fucking lop it up, just you get a little buzz. And one time we tried getting the Husky drunk. We were like, oh, like all dogs like beer, and we poured beer in a bowl, and she would not drink it. And one of my buddies was like, dude, she's Russian, and someone had brought some Stoli over, and we mixed Stoli and tonic water, and she just fucking sapped it right up.
Oh no.
She was fine. She was cool. She ate a batch of my brother's pot brownies one time.
Is that supposed to kill them?
Chocolate.
And chocolate.
Yeah. So my brother made some pot brownies. He put them in like a Ziploc bag. There was like 8 of them in there, right? So we come home, and usually the second the door opened, she was like doing backflips, like, holy shit, this means I'm going for a walk, or like we're gonna go do something cool, like someone's gonna throw the ball for me. So she's laying on the couch, and we walk in, and she's like laying there and does one of these. And we're like, what the hell's up with the dog? We're like, oh, I'm going to go change out of my board shorts and shit. And I go up to my room, and there's this just ravaged Ziploc bag, just shredded to pieces with like crumbs of brownie. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I bring it down to my brother, and he's like, that son of a bitch. It's a really funny thing, because if you were to say that to a dog, it's just like accurate, because a female dog is a bitch, right? But we usually, if you grabbed the leash, she would do like triple backflips. You know, she was just like, holy fuck, it's walk time.
Yeah.
So we grabbed the leash, and she like tried to act excited, and then went to get off the couch and just went like over on her side, and we looked, and her eyes were just shacked.
That's like edible high. That's so much worse.
We were like, whoa, okay, that's a lot of chocolate for a dog.
Yeah.
We were more concerned about the chocolate than the THC. But we took her out in the pool. It was like, you know, we never heated our pool, so it was kind of colder, and like she laid in there. She was totally fine the next day. Yeah, but
I just know that hops from beer is really bad for dogs, but I can't remember and it's related to marijuana, but I can't remember if marijuana hops is bad for dogs. But I know chocolate is, of course.
I guess a big thing now is like CBD drops for your dog if they're
really, and it's okay for them. Then it's got to be all right. It's just hops are bad for dogs, though.
I think it's funny how far people go. Like a dog's life expectancy is what,
14, 15 years.
Yeah, I mean that's a really healthy breed, you know, breed that doesn't have a plethora of like genetic problems. But yeah, let's say it's 14 years. That's we'll call it 1/6 of your life expectancy. Let's see, 60, 84, maybe that's a little, call it 1/5.
Yeah, I mean,
and people go through, like I had a roommate, his coworker came over, and she had this little fucking yip dog that was like 8 pounds, and she was complaining that the dog's health insurance was more expensive than hers. And I was like, wow, who the fuck has health insurance for their dog? Unless, like, I get it, if you're disabled and it's a service dog, yeah, you know, you want that bond to last as long as possible.
Yeah.
But
for sure, just like have a baby. If you're gonna commit to something that much and care about it, just have a child.
Yeah.
A child in a purse.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my baby in my purse.
Yeah. That's some weird little rat dog.
I had to go and pick up a prescription from CVS the other day, and they were like, oh yeah, it'll be about 15-20 minutes, and it was right next to Good Choice Sushi. So I was like, oh, 15-20 minutes, beer, perfect, you know, that'll kill 15-20 minutes. So I went over, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna grab one beer at the bar, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, just post up down at the end. And this lady claimed that it was a service dog, and the thing was just yipping. It was like a fucking 8 to 10 pound dog, and it just kept yipping, and it is the weirdest fucking phenomenon hearing a dog bark in an Asian restaurant. And it wasn't like an aggressive, like, back the fuck off me. No. It was like I have more anxiety than my owner type yip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing a thing right now?
No, it was 100. It was I shit you not. This was real. And the servers were. I was like all the way tucked in the corner, and she was closer to the door, and the servers were like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
This
He's gonna scare away all of our fucking customers. None of us are gonna get any fucking tips tonight because this lady bought a patch that says service dog, and she doesn't even know how to fucking train a dog."
No, that's an idiot. You know what I mean? Like a good old-fashioned dum-dum. Yeah, but like that's the problem. Yeah, a fucking goof. But like, look, man, if you make an open opportunity for stupid people to do stupid things, whoosh, it's breathtaking how fast, right? Like, make it more stringent. Have some more rules about the service dog thing. Society, it's not that hard. There's two. You add 2 extra steps. Like, oh, do you have a medical condition? Is it trained to help your medical condition? There goes all the rat dogs. Because no rat dog is trained for anything.
Or a giraffe.
Except to, like, look at wolf documentaries and feel depressed.
I saw a funny thing where it was like, if your grandpa was a wolf and you have a man bun, he sees you as a fucking chihuahua. How does that make you feel?
Right, yeah.
That was poor delivery, but you get the gist of it.
No, I get it's like the Rick and Morty episode where the dog, like, becomes sentient and he watches a wolf documentary and gets, like, then I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. But it's this whole, like, service dog thing, and it's, like, rewarding stupid people. It's, like, we worship the lowest common denominator, you know? And I get really tired of that. I was going for a walk, and the gazebo off the cliff of Dana Point is fenced off. And I remember because another idiot fell over the side because they sit on the edge and take a picture and fall off. That's Darwinism. You need to let that happen.
Yeah.
That like, there's enough